Alright, I'm going to be teaching you how to make the double chain knot bracelet today. You want to start out by measuring one color you want to use, so it's 12 inches long. Then once you do that, you are going to make 3 strands of each color. Just like that. And once you have all your strings cut, you are going to tie them together. You want to leave about 3 inches of string on the end, so that way we can tie it on or we can make it removable. So you should probably measure until you get an idea of like about 3 inches, but that's about 3 inches. So you want to leave that on the end. Once you're sure your knot is tight, you can either like tape it to a DVD. That's what I used to do before my dad made me this nifty contraption. But so I just use this, but a DVD or a book, or really like you could tape it to your leg, I've heard, or like whatever works for you. You can tape it to a table if you're like doing this near a table, but I know I used to not be by tables a lot, so that's why I would use a book. But yeah, so tape that to the end. And then you want one color to always be on the left side and one color to always be on the right side. It really doesn't matter which at all. But you take your strings like this. Doesn't matter what side you start on. I always start on the left for whatever reason, but you make a 4. You can kind of see that's a 4. You pull the string of the color you want to show through the loop in the middle and pull it up. You notice that I'm keeping this string tight, so the knot is a good knot, I guess I would say. But then you take the other side, make a backwards 4, again pull the color you want to appear through the hole. The color you don't want to appear, you always pull tight towards you. And then you're back on the other side, you make the 4 again, pull it through the hole. Back to the other side of the 4. You'll notice that I'm still holding the 1 always tight, like the bracelet always should be being pulled towards you. And the purple always, it stays on the left side, and the yellow strings I'm using stay on the right side after you make the knot. That'll just make it look nicer. And we're getting to the end here, so when you're almost finished, you'll need to either start measuring or eventually you'll figure out how much 6 inches. Like I'm getting pretty close to 6 inches here, I know. Also notice that you really don't have to like pay too much attention to the 4 shape of the knots you're tying, assuming that you know what you're doing. So here, need another knot or 2 still. And you'll see that my purple is not on the left anymore like it once was, which is bad, but I also wasn't really paying attention while I was making this, so that's probably the problem. But you'll see that the bracelet still looks pretty consecutive in the knots. So like, I wouldn't say it's the most crucial thing in the world. Don't freak out if it like flops sides on you. So once you get to that point, you want to tie off the bracelet like you did in the beginning. So just tie like a normal knot. I don't know what these knots are called, but like the knot you'd use to tie anything. Just like that, up to the end. It doesn't really matter what color you start and end on at all, so just whatever you want. And then trim the other side to be about 3 inches. It might help if you compare it to the other side. If you know your first side was 3 inches, you can just trim them so they're the same length. Just what I'm going to do here. Yeah, and then you are finished with your beautiful bracelet. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.